All right, guys, I do have a Friday editorial for you. It's Friday. I do have a Friday editorial for you, and tomorrow morning I'm going to be out with the Teamsters in Ontario. We're going to be doing some business there with the Teamsters, and I'll be recording that. So that or those videos will be coming soon as well. So look for that tomorrow sometime. But today we've got a Friday editorial. We're going back to Phoenix, Arizona. And this story comes from AZ Central. I will put, which I believe is Arizona Central, right? Of course, I was thinking New Zealand. No, that's NZ. AZ Central, I will put a link to the whole story in the description box below. Comes again from AZ Central, which I believe is Arizona Central. I've never heard of it. But they talk about Phoenix Police Department again, and we're going to talk about them right here. In 2018, Phoenix police officers, that's just Phoenix, that's the city, that's not Arizona. In 2018, Phoenix police officers, we're not talking about Chicago, we're not talking about Detroit, we're talking about Phoenix, Arizona. When I get to Phoenix, the sun will be rising. He'll probably shoot another guy. In 2018, Phoenix police officers fired at more people than law enforcement officers did in any other city in the United States, including New York. 44 times Phoenix police officers fired at people in 2018. NYPD, 23 times. Philadelphia police, 12 times. Dallas, Texas, get this, and this surprised me. Dallas, Texas, 4 times. 4 in Dallas, Texas in 2018. That's the record they have here. Some major U.S. police departments saw a decline in police shootings, but the number of shootings in Phoenix more than doubled. More than doubled. I'm going to say it one more time. More than doubled from 2017 to 2018. Guess what other city is in Arizona? Mesa. That's right. The one where they dragged the 80-year-old woman to the ground and bruised her all up and said, well, you slipped. Yeah, they slipped when you pulled her arm and yanked her to the ground. And I did that editorial as well. There's videos of it on YouTube. Old woman pulled to the ground by Mesa PD. They're also the ones, aren't they, when the guy was looking at his cell phone, ran up and just gang thug beat him down because he was looking at his cell phone instead of sitting on the floor like they wanted him to? Back to Phoenix. Criminal justice experts say there's no clear answer for why Phoenix saw such a drastic increase. Phoenix leaders call 2018 an anomaly and have promised to make changes in training, awareness, and approach. It doesn't work. You could train these guys until you're blue in the face. It doesn't work. They're going to do what they want to do on the street because they have a tin badge. I'm sorry. It's what I've seen. I'm not giving you some uneducated opinion or unexperienced opinion. This is what I've seen nationwide across law enforcement. I see this all the time. That training doesn't matter. They're going to do what they want to do and just, you know what, I'll just be on administrative leave for a week pending an investigation. I'll get a bad baby and I'll get a letter in my file and I'll go back out and be a cop again, while they inconvenience a whole bunch of residents. And I'm talking nationwide here. But it's more than a one-year trend. A Republic analysis says every 5 days, an Arizona officer shoots someone. Every 5 days. That's freaking crazy. An investigation by the Arizona Republic shows that Phoenix police shootings for years have surpassed numbers in comparable cities. The Republic spent 19 months detailing each of Phoenix Police's 201 police shootings over the past 8 years. In 8 years, they've had 201 police shootings. That's just in one city, Phoenix. I don't even know that gang members in Phoenix, Arizona have shot that much. Do they have gang members? I guess they do, right? Nearly all the people involved in a police shooting in Phoenix were armed with a weapon. Nearly all. What about the ones that weren't? Some likely had a history of mental illness. Cops don't know how to deal with mental illness. I'm here to tell you. I've seen it. I've read it across the nation. Or were experiencing some type of crises. And when they're in a crisis, the cop is supposed to be a crisis de-escalator, right? Black and Native American people were disproportionately shot when compared with their population numbers in the city. Rashawn Ray, an associate professor for sociology at the University of Maryland, said, quote, people who live in Phoenix are going to start to boil over as they start to gather more information about the fact that there are these huge disparities between what's happening in Phoenix and what's happening in other places across the country. He goes on, particularly when no one seems to necessarily have a reason for why we see these increases. Now, Phoenix Police Jerry Williams, newly elected Mayor Kate Gallego, and longtime Phoenix City Manager Ed Zurcher are promising changes. We promise, just vote us back into office. Including finding new ways to respond to individuals who may be in the midst of a behavioral health crisis, tracking how many times officers draw their weapons, adjusting officer training, and improving communication with the public. You're never going to improve communication with the public that have cameras because cops don't like cameras. I don't know why I threw that in there. They say improving communication with the public, but then you get these law enforcement officers when you're just standing there like this with the camera that wanted, I don't know. And I'm talking, I watch videos all the time of our cop watchers across the U.S. from Texas to Illinois to California that there's just that one cop that's got to just be a dick. I don't get it. But here they're saying, I always see police chiefs say, we're trying to have better dialogue with the public. Why don't you start with some media training? Why don't you start with some social media training? I don't know. That's because I'm a cop watcher. I guess I added that. But Williams went on to say what Phoenix Police is a culture where we've been self-reflective, where we're willing to look at training methods, we're willing to engage with community and the public. You've got more shootings in your police department than any other city in the United States, but you're willing to engage with the community and the public. Yeah, well, it's not a good engagement. It doesn't sound like. Cami Chavis, a law professor at Wake University in North Carolina, said Phoenix police need to look at other jurisdictions that have reduced police shootings. If I were the Phoenix police chief, I would be having discussions with the people in Dallas and San Diego to figure out what did you do to address police shootings. That's something for Irate we need to ask about San Diego or CCW. But on average, Phoenix police were involved in a shooting every 8 days in 2018. So it went from 5 to 8. I guess I don't know. The first was 10 days into January with the shooting of Isidore Deshaun Bird, a 31-year-old black man. Bird jumped from a wrecked box truck into a GMC truck parked on 48th Street and Broadway Road. Body camera footage shows Officer David Doherty and other officers shooting at Bird to get out of the vehicle. Shouting at Bird to get out of the vehicle. He stepped out minutes later, BB gun in hand. They fired at him. He raised the BB gun, and police officers shot again as Bird turned to run, raising the BB gun behind him. He did survive, by the way. Then there's some other ones. They talk about all the people that were shot in 2018 here. This is a very lengthy story. It's very lengthy. But I do have the link to it in the description box below. One thing I do want to say, though, as far as police shootings go, when they shoot a guy who has like a BB gun or one of those toy guns, or look, if you point a gun at a cop, you're going to get shot. Okay, if you stick your finger in the mouth of a rattlesnake, you're going to get fucking bit. If you pull a lion's tail, he's going to rip your ass to shreds. Don't point shit at cops unless it's a camera. And when you do point a camera, have it out so you can say, see, it's a camera. Look, it's a camera. See the lens? See the red light? It's a camera. But these people that point guns and stuff at cops, I'm like, are you fucking crazy? And then we get all upset and go, the cop shot him. Now, I'm not for police shootings. I've seen them. I've seen stories. I haven't seen them, but I've seen stories where they've shot unarmed people, and then it was justified somehow. Well, he feared for his life. But when they shoot someone that's pointing a gun or what looks like a gun, a BB gun, a pellet gun, a toy gun, whatever, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the description comments below. Again, I put the story down in the description box. I got to go. It's Friday. This is long. Hey, if you guys sat through this one, God bless you, because this was a 10-minute rant. But hey, Alex Jones, Dave Champion, those guys talk a lot too. News Now, Ukaipa. Have a great weekend. Look for me tomorrow. I might go live. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But I am going to be out there with the Teamsters at the Ontario Convention Center in Ontario, California. Come out and support the Teamsters if you want. We're doing it. You're doing it. Everyone's doing it. Cop watching. Thank you, guys.